We join you here from YouTube with the inaugural feline presidential debate. Let's welcome our candidates. Bubdy, a ragdoll with an extremist bent and all kinds of catitude.
Thank you. Thank me.
And Tazley, a tabby cat who's as sweet as honey and a political moderate.
Oh, stop! You are too much, dear. Too much.
The rules of the debate are, there are no rules. Now let's get started. Bubdy, a lot of Americans are very concerned about the economy. How would you respond?
Economy, ishmonomy. I never worked a day in my life, and I did just fine. But I do understand that not everyone is as gorgeous as I, and some of you, sadly, must work. Oh, rest assured, Bubdy has nothing but empathy for the unattractive, and I will give you so much economy.
Tazley, how would you respond?
I love the economy. It's the primary way I get my human to leave the house. A vote for Tazley is a vote for the economy. I say, let's add a second economy. You can't have enough economies. Am I right?
Access to affordable health care is an ongoing issue for Americans. How would you address this, Tazley?
On day one of my administration, I would address an injustice that has been long overlooked. That's right, I would sign an executive order to outlaw the vet. You're not poking me again. Problem solved.
Bubdy, your response?
Humans are wildly unhygienic. Of course they need health care. As I'm sure you're all aware, humans are known carriers of disease. Does anyone here remember a little something called COVID? Have you ever heard of it? If not, Google it. It was a doozy. And I cohabitated with a human throughout the entirety of the pandemic. I was overcome with fear of whether I'd get infected, living with a germ-ridden species. Is it too much if they see a doctor every day? I don't know the answer. Let's find out together, folks.
Women's rights are a very important issue in this election, with access to birth control and abortion at stake. How would you address women's rights, Bubdy?
Could I ask you a quick follow-up question?
Go ahead.
Would you consider women's rights to be human rights?
Yes, I would.
In that case, I am completely opposed to women's rights. Humans should not have rights. I see what humans do with their rights. More like human wrongs, am I right? Every bad thing that ever happened, minus the dinosaurs, happened while humans had rights. You don't deserve them. No rights for you. Bye-bye.
Tazley, your response?
While I share my opponent's concerns about human rights, as a moderate, I also notice that humans seem to really like their rights, so I'd be willing to give them, I don't know, maybe like a couple of rights.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but may I ask, which couple of rights would you be okay with them having?
Thank you for the question, Bubdy. I've definitely thought this through.
I bet.
Well, off the top of my head, I would definitely allow them to retain the right to remain silent.
Okay, I'd give them that one.
And additionally, never would I ever deny them their right to an attorney. I would never do that.
Just one more follow-up question. So, if they are not able to afford their own attorney, you would be willing to provide one for them?
Well, hold on now. I said I'd give them the right to get their own attorney. I didn't say I'd be providing the attorney. Keep up, Bubdy.
But if they cannot afford one, then in what sense do they have the right?
So you're saying that I would have to provide the attorney?
Yes, I am. That is exactly what I am saying.
That's a bit of a puzzler, isn't it? Upon further reflection, I've come to the conclusion that attorneys are not important. You just don't need one.
So, to recap, your generous human right-giving spree is that you'd be okay if they kept quiet?
I believe I said silent.
Of course, you are both seniors, and many Americans have raised concerns over your age and, quite frankly, your mental acuity. How would you assuage their concerns, Tazley?
Were you speaking to me? Oh no, I must have dozed off. Could you kindly please repeat the question?
Never mind, you just answered it. Bubdy, your response?
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black if I ever heard it? Americans are some of the biggest dum-dums I ever met, and you're concerned about my intellect? That's hilarious. I'll challenge any one of you to an IQ test. Guaranteed I will win, unless one of you morons wrote the questions wrong. Okay, next question.
Many are concerned about America's reputation on the global stage. What would you do to help bolster America's standing globally? Bubdy?
Aliens are laughing at us. The only way to keep Earth from becoming the laughing stock of the galaxy is to restore felines to power, which will help not just our global standing, no, but our intergalactic standing.
Tazley, how would you help to bolster America's global standing?
First of all, what are we all standing for? Why not have a seat? Get comfortable. Enjoy a beverage. They'll laugh at you regardless. Might as well take a nap.
Any closing remarks, Tazley?
I'm sorry. Who, me? Are we still debating? I thought we'd finished, but now it sounds like we're still debating. I'm so confused. Pardon me, but could I trouble you for a little bit of guidance about this debate here? 'Cause I could have sworn we finished like 10 minutes ago. Is that not correct? Oh, shoot. I fear I may have made an error.
No, that's not correct. Bubdy, any closing remarks?
I want to assure all of you that I have the utmost of respect for all Americans, and I will be a leader for all. I view every single one of you as one step above mice, but also one step below squirrels. We can't forget about squirrels, can we?
Actually, for my closing statement, I would like to say that I view all Americans as one step above squirrels.
Suck up.
This has been a feline presidential debate.
You mean it's finally over? Thank goodness.
Are these the stairs? No, because they look a bit different. I'm not entirely sure how they work, so I just stepped down on them. Is that right? Oh, look at that. Just like normal stairs. Okay. Bye-bye.